In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the exact trading strategy that made me my first $100,000 as a day trader. All of these wins that you are seeing on the screen from myself have come from this strategy, as well as all of my student wins as well. So stick with me for a few minutes. I'm going to show you the exact trading strategy from start to finish, and then I'm going to show you the mistakes that people make that actually stops them from using this strategy successfully. So we need to keep things as simple as possible, right? No indicators on the screen, no nothing. All we're going to do is very simply go to the 1 hour time frame. Now remember guys, the lower you go into your time frames, the less accurate your trading strategies get. And I don't care what anybody says, right? This is the biggest mistake people make, is they listen to all the social media people that say drop to the 15-second time frame. That is so inaccurate, right? So what I want to show you today is the most accurate strategy that you can possibly have. You need to go more macro in your time frames. So we're going to go up to the 1 hour time frame today, and we're going to do something very, very simple. We're going to use this tool right here called the Fibonacci retracement tool. Now, this is probably one of the most confusing things that you will see as a trader if you're just starting out. So what I want to do is make this the most simple thing I possibly can. We're going to click on this and we're going to go into the settings and take away a few of these numbers. So once you're done, these are the only numbers you should have left on your chart. It's just these 5 values right here, and it will look like this. Just 2 yellow lines and a green line. That's it. So we're going to keep things extremely simple. These are the 2 things you need to pay attention to in order of importance. Number 1 is going to be this area right here. This is called your golden pocket, your GP for short. You'll probably hear me or see GP somewhere, so keep that in mind. This is the area where we are most likely going to react to, and I'll show you exactly what that reaction looks like in just a second, but we need to go over the second thing, which is going to be the 50%. So you have your golden pocket and you have your 50%. In order of importance, your golden pocket is going to be reacted to more, and your 50% is going to be reacted to second. So this is the only thing you need to pay attention to, right? Think about all the ICT strategies that have all these really complex, complicated things. The golden pocket retracement strategy only revolves around 2 things. So pay attention to these 2 values, take a screenshot, do what you have to do. Works. And so the way that this Fibonacci retracement actually works is very simple. If you guys know what a trend is, it's made up of higher highs and higher lows, right? We have our highs, we have our lows, and that creates our trend. But the question really is, when do we reverse? Right? A lot of times, if we zoom into this actual move here, we'll see something like this. And we never know when this is most likely going to continue. How many times do you ask yourself, should I get in now? Should I get in now? And you never know the answer. But that's what the Fibonacci retracement teaches us, is it shows you exactly where you are most likely to reverse. And so we can use this tool in our trading to have a very, very accurate idea of when the market is going to actually continue in our direction. And this is why this is extremely accurate. But remember, a lot of people use it wrong. So I'm going to show you in this video to actually do it correctly. That way you never experience the same losses that people have. So now that you know what the strategy is and how it works, we just need to actually learn how to draw the Fibonacci retracement. So first things first, guys, you want to make sure that you have this tool ready. So it's going to be right here, your 3rd tool on TradingView. So you're going to go over to a trend, right? We're going to find a trend. So like I told you guys before, we need to understand a couple things. We need to know where our swing highs are and where our swing lows are in a trend. And so in this scenario, we know one thing. We have our swing high and we have our swing low, right? You always want to go to the 1 hour time frame and find your swing high and your swing low. Very, very important. So once you have that, you want to grab your Fibonacci retracement tool. Now pay a lot of attention to this entire segment right here, because this is where most people mess up the fib, okay? So as you can see, we have ourselves from the left to the right. You always go from left to right. Pretty much every single time you use the fib, you are going to go from left to right, not from high to low, not from bottom to top, right? Always left to right. And so what you're going to notice here is there's 2 areas of importance, the 50% and the golden pocket. We are most likely to reverse off of one of those 2 areas. So there's 2 things that you can do in this scenario. One, you can take the short right off of the 50%. This is not what I recommend though, because you need to actually wait. Like we said before, you're most likely going to get a strong reaction here at the golden pocket first, and then the second area is the 50%. So these are the 2 areas where we're most likely to get a reaction. So wait for your golden pocket to get hit first. This is the overall position we're going to look for here. It's going to be something like this, but we need to see a reaction at the level first. So when we actually zoom the chart in and we go to the next candle, the one thing you're going to notice is that we come up to that golden pocket and we fail it. Take a look at that failed golden pocket right there. That gives us one main thing, one main understanding is that sellers are in control, right? Because when we have a wick like this off of an area of importance, an area of liquidity, we know for a fact that we are most likely going to continue towards the downside direction because we have those sellers pushing the market down. So what we're going to look to do is enter through those lows. Whenever we see that, and we end up seeing the lows get broken on that candle, we're going to enter on that break. Stop loss is always going to go over the golden pocket here, and then we're going to set our target down to swing lows. And that is it. That's literally the whole strategy from start to finish. But remember, most people still mess up one other thing, and we're going to explain that very, very quickly. But so once we have that break of those lows, we'll go ahead and play the full strategy out, down to swing lows, and we hit target perfectly. So that's the first example of this strategy. But remember, there's still a lot of things that people do incorrectly. So let's explain a couple of those things right now. Whenever you go to your next swing high, swing low, right? You need to wait until your full trend is established before you end up having the next fib. So for example, this right here, I would not consider your next fib, right? So you have this area right here, right? Yes, this is considered a swing high and this is considered a swing low. But that's not necessarily a full trend shift, right? The only time I would expect that to be a full trend shift is if we actually get a few more candles to the upside. Then I would start to believe, okay, we do have that swing high, swing low. So one thing you can do to avoid this situation, which a lot of people get themselves caught trying to have their fib right here, and then they end up blowing themselves up because they don't know when to actually make the retracement. One thing you can do is start your retracement and wait for the full swing to be finished. So take a look here, right? This swing has not finished itself yet, so we cannot consider this a valid swing high, swing low as of now. This is where I can start to consider this a valid swing high, swing low. Take a look at how we have that very clear swing to the downside. So in this scenario, we can start to look for overall golden pocket touches, 50% touches for us to take positions to the downside. Now, I don't really know what happens on this chart. I know it's replay, but I have not actually seen this chart fully. So what I'll do is kind of walk you through what my thought process will be, like start to finish in this actual position live. So in terms of a trend continuation, right? We want to look for the golden pocket first and the 50% second. So as we sit here, we know that yes, if you take this right off the 50%, this is not ideal, right? Because we know that this is not the first place the market is most likely to return to. The first place that the market's most likely to return to is here. So we need to pay more attention to the golden pocket. That's why we don't take this position. Instead, we wait for the reaction at the golden pocket and we see what it looks like. So as you can see, we come up to the golden pocket here. And do not make this mistake. Do not enter right off the golden pocket for no reason. Don't just do that because it makes no sense. Everybody that tries this tells me that this strategy doesn't work or tells me that this strategy isn't successful. And it's because they're just entering for no reason. Well, we need to see actual price confirmation before anything. So here we can start to think, okay, now we have ourselves a potential price confirmation, potential move to the downside, and stop losses over your highs. This is a relatively not bad idea. And so one thing that you can do from this scenario is you can actually set your TP1 at your 50% and let the rest run after that 50% is touched. So for example, here we got our 50%. You can cut your position there. And of course, this is when market opens, so we usually see that giant swing after that. But you can actually cut your position there, or you can just let the position go all the way to your target. And as you can see, this is a 2,221 tick position, 500 points, a 4-to-1 risk to reward trade. Massive, 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 massive gains here on this position. If you took this with just one NQ, you're up over $10,000 on the day. And that's just by understanding how the swing high, swing low placement actually works. So in this scenario, I'll show you the same thing again. Take a look. And understanding the swing high, swing lows really is the most important thing that you can do within your trading. Take a look at Riley here, for example. I worked with him every single day on building these swing high, swing lows, understanding where the market is actually shifting. And we were able to take him to his first $5,000 payout within the first month of just working with me. But the only reason he was able to do this is because his strategy, he just didn't have the full grasp on it yet. And so once I put my entire trading system into his trading. We went over everything. I taught him the full system one-on-one, and I was able to get him to his first $10,000 month within only 1 month of actually working with me. But it's because you just need a actual mechanical system. So by the way, this is obviously my one-on-one mentorship. If you're interested in working with me, first link in the description. I literally take everybody one-on-one from start to finish. Doesn't matter what skill level you're in. But yeah, just goes to show the importance of the actual levels themselves. So whenever we are drawing those levels, make sure that you are doing the right thing, because it can be so complicated for people, but it really isn't that complicated as long as you have a good understanding of where these levels really do come from. The full swings, right? So as you can see here, for example, we don't have ourselves a full swing yet. You can't enter right off of some type of touch here. We need to see the full move play itself out. And as you can see, we're actually watching that happen live in front of our face. Now we can start to think, okay, we can look for a move now because we have the full actual move created for us. So now that we come up to this golden pocket, what are we going to do? Well, we need to wait to see what the reaction looks like at the actual level. Don't just enter off the golden pocket. There you can see we have ourselves a strong move off the golden pocket and a move through the 50%. We set our stop losses right here, or stop losses over those highs, and we target swing lows. And it is the same exact strategy every single time. Genuinely, if you need a strategy that is like actually repeatable, you just use this same system every single day, and you will see that this is probably the most mechanical system in the world. Banks use it. So with that being said, give it a test. Try the strategy out yourself. By the way, if you genuinely need the help and you've never traded before, I've made over $500,000 trading. I've shown a lot of that progress live on this channel. If you want to, you can do your research on me. I don't care. But if you want to work with me one-on-one directly, it's the first link in the description. I literally take only 10 people every single month. And if that's something that you want to do, I will take every single piece of my knowledge of trading over the last 7 years and take you from where you are right now to the actual goal that you want to be at. So if that sounds like you, click that first link in the description. Also, make sure you guys are subscribed, because I am doing a lot more of these videos on this channel. Thank you guys for watching. Here's a video that YouTube thinks that you will like. So here's a video right here that is going to be very, very good for you to watch. I will see you guys all in the next one. Adios, everybody.